My best friend texted, "Your boyfriend just proposed to me at the restaurant. He said you two broke up months ago." I replied, "We are literally lying in bed together right now." My name is Andrea, I'm 31, and this is the story of the most bizarre betrayal I've ever experienced. I need to set the scene because this whole situation was so outrageous that people initially didn't believe me when I told them. I'd been dating Marcus for 2.5 years. We met through a running club, hit it off immediately, and fell into one of those comfortable relationships that just works. He was a physical therapist, I'm a graphic designer. We had our own places but stayed over at each other's apartments 4 or 5 nights a week. We'd been talking about moving in together, maybe getting engaged in the next year. Normal, healthy relationship progression. My best friend since college was a woman named Simone. She and I had been inseparable for almost 10 years. We'd been roommates senior year, stood up in each other's sisters' weddings, talked every single day. She was the person I called when anything happened, good or bad. We had that kind of friendship where you just assume they'll be in your life forever. Simone was perpetually single. Not for lack of trying, she dated, went on apps, had a few short relationships, but nothing ever stuck. She'd complain sometimes about being the always a bridesmaid friend while I was in a serious relationship, but I never thought much of it. Everyone's timeline is different. Marcus and Simone got along fine. Not best friends or anything, but friendly. The three of us would occasionally grab dinner together or meet up for drinks. It was never weird or awkward. They'd chat about normal stuff, work, current events, Netflix shows. Standard friend-of-girlfriend interaction. About 4 months ago, Simone started dating someone new. She was cagey about details, which wasn't totally unusual for her. She didn't like jinxing new relationships by talking about them too much. But she seemed happy. She'd mentioned going on dates, getting flowers delivered to her office, planning weekend trips. "Who is this mystery man?" I'd ask. "When do I get to meet him?" "Soon," she'd say. "I just want to make sure it's real first. You know how I get ahead of myself." I thought it was sweet that she was being cautious. Around this same time, Marcus started a new position at a different clinic. The hours were longer and the commute was worse, so we weren't seeing each other quite as much. We'd gone from 5 nights a week together to maybe 3. It wasn't a problem, we're both adults with careers, and I trusted him completely. Then came last Tuesday. Marcus and I had both had long days. I'd been on deadline for a major client project, he'd had back-to-back patients all day. We decided to have a lazy night in at his place, order Thai food, watch a movie, go to bed early. We were literally lying in bed around 9:30 p.m., half watching some action movie, when my phone buzzed on the nightstand. Text from Simone, "Oh my God." I smiled. Simone was dramatic about everything, good or bad. I assumed she'd seen a crazy TikTok or her coworker had done something ridiculous. Me, "What happened?" Simone, "He proposed." My heart jumped. I sat up a little, genuinely excited for her. Me, "What? Your mystery guy proposed? That's amazing. Tell me everything." 3 dots appeared. Disappeared. Appeared again. Then, "Simone, we're at Marcello's." He got down on one knee in front of everyone. "Andrea, I'm engaged." Marcello's was a fancy Italian restaurant downtown. The kind of place you go for special occasions. I was thrilled for her. Me, "I'm so happy for you." What did he say? Do you have pics of the ring? Simone, "He said he's known since our first date that I was the one. That he's never felt this way about anyone. That he can't imagine his life without me." Something felt off, but I couldn't place it. Those were nice words, but also kind of generic proposal words. Me, "That's beautiful. When's the wedding? Please tell me I'm maid of honor." Simone, "Obviously you are. I can't believe this is happening. I finally found my person." Me, "I'm so excited. We need to celebrate. When can I finally meet this guy and see your ring?" There was a longer pause this time. The 3 dots appeared and disappeared multiple times. Simone, "Actually. You've already met him. It's Marcus." I stared at my phone. The words made no sense. Me, "What?" Simone, "I didn't want to tell you like this. We were going to tell you together. But yes, I'm engaged to Marcus." "You're Marcus." "Well, not your Marcus anymore. You guys broke up months ago, right?" My brain felt like it was short-circuiting. I read the message 3 times. Then I looked to my left, where Marcus was lying next to me, completely absorbed in the movie, one hand absently rubbing my shoulder. Me, Simone, what are you talking about? Marcus and I didn't break up. Simone, Andrea, don't be weird about this. Marcus told me everything. How you guys had been growing apart. How you ended things in February but kept it quiet because you didn't want to deal with people asking questions. He said you'd moved on too. I looked at Marcus again. February. We'd gone to a Valentine's Day concert in February. We'd had a weekend trip to wine country in February. We definitely had not broken up in February. My hands were shaking as I typed. Me, Simone, I'm literally lying in bed with Marcus right now. At his apartment. We're watching a movie. We didn't break up. I watched the delivered notification turn to read. No response. The dots appeared and disappeared over and over. Marcus noticed me sitting rigid. Hey, you okay? What's wrong? I turned to him, and my voice came out weird and flat. Did you just propose to Simone? His face went completely white. Not confused white. Guilty white. What? No. Why would you? I showed him my phone. The messages. All of them. He read them, and I watched his expression cycle through shock, panic, and then something like resignation. Like a person who'd been caught and knew there was no way out. Andrea, did you propose to Simone tonight? Yes or no? I can explain. Yes or no? Yes. But it's not. I was out of the bed before he could finish. I started grabbing my things, phone charger, work bag, the hoodie I'd left there last week. Andrea, stop. Let me explain. This is all a misunderstanding. A misunderstanding? You proposed to my best friend while actively dating me. What part of that could possibly be a misunderstanding? She thought we'd broken up. I was going to tell her the truth, but then it all snowballed. Why would she think we'd broken up unless you told her we'd broken up? He ran his hands through his hair, panicking. Okay. Yes. I told her we broke up. But Andrea, you have to understand. I don't have to understand anything. How long? What? How long have you been seeing her? 3 months. But? 3 months? You've been dating my best friend for 3 months? It wasn't supposed to be serious. It just happened. We ran into each other at that coffee shop near my clinic, we started talking, and she mentioned how you'd been so busy with work and we grabbed lunch and it became something. I felt like I was going to throw up. So while I was working, you were taking my best friend on dates. I know how it sounds. You were sleeping with both of us. For 3 months. Andrea. And tonight, you proposed to her. While I thought we were planning our future together. He looked genuinely distressed, which somehow made it worse. If he'd been cold or cruel, I could have just hated him. But he looked sorry, which meant he'd known exactly what he was doing and did it anyway. I don't know what I was thinking, he said weakly. It got out of control. I cared about both of you. I couldn't choose. So you chose to lie to both of us instead? My phone started buzzing. Simone calling. I declined it. Immediately she called again. You need to answer that, Marcus said. She's freaking out. She's freaking out? She's freaking out? I answered the phone on speaker. Andrea, what the hell is going on? Simone's voice was high and panicked. Why are you saying you're with Marcus? He's here at the restaurant with me. We just got engaged. Look to your left, Simone. Is Marcus sitting at the table with you right now? Silence. Then, he went to the bathroom. He's been gone for like 10 minutes actually. He's not in the bathroom. He's standing in front of me. In his apartment. Where I've been all evening. Where I am frequently because we're dating. That's impossible. We've been together for months. We're engaged. Simone, he's been dating both of us. Simultaneously. He told you we broke up so you wouldn't suspect anything. I could hear restaurant noise in the background. Then Simone's voice, shaky, Marcus, come back to the table. Now. Where are you? Tell her, I said to Marcus. Tell her exactly where you are. He looked like he wanted to die. Simone, I'm at my apartment. Even over the phone, I could hear her sharp intake of breath. With Andrea, he continued miserably. I've been dating both of you. I'm so sorry. This is all my fault. The line went dead. Simone had hung up. I grabbed the rest of my stuff and headed for the door. Marcus followed me. Andrea, please. Can we talk about this? Talk about what? About how you convinced my best friend to date you by lying about our relationship status? About how you proposed to her while literally cheating on both of us? What's there to talk about? I love you. I never meant for this to happen. You proposed to someone else today, Marcus. You don't love me. You love having options. I left. Drove home crying so hard I probably shouldn't have been on the road. When I got to my apartment, I had 17 missed calls from Simone and about 30 texts from Marcus, all variations of "I'm sorry and let me explain and please talk to me." I called my sister instead. Told her everything. She was silent for a long moment, then, "I'm coming over. Don't make any decisions until I get there." She arrived 20 minutes later with wine and ice cream. We sat on my couch and I told her the whole story again. "So let me get this straight," she said. "He was dating both of you. Told Simone you'd broken up. Proposed to Simone while still actively in a relationship with you. And neither of you suspected anything?" He was always busy with his new job. The hours made sense. And Simone was being secretive because she said she didn't want to jinx it. This is absolutely insane. My phone buzzed. Simone. Text, "We need to talk. In person." Me, "I don't know if I can do that right now." Simone, "Andrea, I didn't know. I swear on everything, I didn't know. He showed me pictures of his ex, it wasn't you. He said her name was Jessica. He had a whole story." Me, "Pictures of his ex?" Simone, "On his phone. From before he met you, I guess. He said that was his last serious relationship and it ended badly and that's why he was hesitant to commit again." So he'd not only been lying about our current relationship status, he'd been using actual ex-girlfriend photos to build a fake backstory. The level of planning this required was staggering. Simone, "I'm at his apartment building. He won't answer his door. I threw the ring at him before I left the restaurant. I can't believe this. I can't believe him. But Andrea, you have to believe I didn't know." Did I believe her? I wanted to. She was my best friend of 10 years. But she'd also been secretly dating my boyfriend for 3 months without telling me. Me, "Why didn't you tell me you were seeing someone from my life? Even if you thought we'd broken up, why keep it secret?" Simone, "He asked me to. He said you'd had a hard time with the breakup even though it was mutual, and he didn't want to hurt you by flaunting a new relationship. I thought I was being considerate." My sister read the messages over my shoulder and scoffed. That's actually a pretty good manipulation. Makes him look sensitive and makes her feel like she's being a good friend. She wasn't wrong. Over the next few days, the full picture emerged through a combination of Simone's information and my own detective work. Marcus had been seeing Simone for almost 4 months, not 3 like he'd initially said. They'd run into each other at a coffee shop near his new clinic in early January. He'd asked her to lunch. Then dinner. Then started a full relationship, all while maintaining his relationship with me. He'd managed it by blaming his new job for the reduced time with me, telling Simone he worked late nights and weekends, when he was actually with me, keeping Simone away from his apartment, they mostly went to her place or restaurants, creating elaborate lies about his past relationship with me, including showing photos of his actual ex from years ago, asking Simone to keep the relationship quiet to protect my feelings after our breakup. Simone, for her part, had been complicit in the secrecy but genuinely believed his story. She'd wanted to tell me but thought she was respecting his boundaries and protecting me from pain. The proposal had been Marcus's catastrophic miscalculation. He'd apparently panicked about Simone getting suspicious. She'd started asking to spend more time at his place, wanting to meet his friends, suggesting they make things official on social media. To keep her satisfied and buy more time, he'd proposed. He'd apparently planned to figure out how to handle me later. Maybe stage a breakup. Maybe gradually phase me out. He genuinely hadn't thought beyond the immediate moment of keeping Simone happy. When I'd texted during his proposal, he'd excused himself to the bathroom and tried to figure out what to do. By the time he'd decided on a strategy, deny everything and hope Simone didn't push, I'd already blown up his entire scheme. Simone and I met for coffee a week later. It was awkward and painful and we both cried. "I'm so sorry," she said. "I should have told you I was seeing someone. Even if I believed we'd broken up, I should have mentioned I was dating someone from your circles. That's basic friend code." "He told you not to tell me." "I know. And I went along with it because it made sense at the time. But Andrea, I'm so angry. Not just at him, at myself. How did I not see this? How did I not question anything?" He's apparently very good at this. Turns out, Marcus had done something similar before. I did some digging and found an ex of his from 5 years ago who'd posted on a relationship forum about discovering he'd been dating her and another woman simultaneously for 6 months. Same pattern, blamed work hours, kept them separate, lied about relationship status. I sent Simone the link. We both felt sick. He's done this before, she said. This is like a pattern. He's that guy. Yeah. What do we do? I already blocked him on everything. Packed up anything of his at my place and left it outside his apartment door. Sent him one text saying we're done and I never want to hear from him again. I threw the ring at his head and told him if he ever contacts me again, I'm getting a restraining order. We sat in silence for a while. Are we okay? Simone finally asked. You and me? I thought about that. I don't know yet. I believe you didn't know about me. But you kept a huge secret for months. You were dating my ex-boyfriend, even if you thought he was actually my ex, and didn't tell me. I know. I effed up. If you need space, I understand. We took space. About a month where we didn't talk much. I needed time to process the betrayal, both Marcus's and the smaller but still painful one from Simone. Eventually we met up again. Talked more honestly than we ever had. Simone admitted she'd been jealous of my relationship, which had made her receptive to Marcus's attention. She'd wanted what I had so badly that she'd ignored red flags. I admitted I'd been so wrapped up in my own life that I'd stopped being as present for her, which had created distance she'd tried to fill elsewhere. We're rebuilding. Slowly. It's not the same friendship we had before, there's awareness now that didn't exist. But we're trying. As for Marcus, last I heard he's dating someone new. I hope she runs a background check. Here's what I learned. Someone who can lie that easily to people they claim to love isn't making mistakes, they're making choices. Marcus didn't accidentally date both of us. He constructed an elaborate system of lies because it served him to have 2 relationships. Also, secrets in friendships are dangerous. Even when the reason for the secret seems good, it creates space for deception to thrive. If Simone had told me she was dating someone I knew from the beginning, even if she'd believed Marcus's story about our breakup, I would have corrected her immediately and saved us all months of lies. And finally, trust your gut. Looking back, there were small moments where things felt slightly off, Marcus being weird about social media, some scheduling that didn't quite add up, him being vague about how he spent certain evenings. I dismissed it all as paranoia. It wasn't paranoia. It was intuition trying to warn me. I'm single now. Taking time to figure out what I actually want and need from a partner. The bar is apparently higher than doesn't simultaneously date my best friend while proposing to her. Simone's single too. We joke that we should both become nuns. If you made it this far, thanks for reading. Drop a comment with your thoughts, and hit subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one.